to see, this is where we had the issue last time. Go live right here.
Go live. So you did it right this time.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast pregame episode. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt's here with me. Tom Nutty, unfortunately, cannot be here tonight. His power went out during the fucking random snow that we had. 70-degree days last week and fucking snowstorm. But we're just talking about the whole thing. Before we went on, we talk about a lot of weird shit. Is if you could lick your own ass, would you?
I said let's not lead into the show with that, and you did it anyway.
I mean, what better way to start? I mean, like, it's the kind of thing, like, and I mean, someone shaves their own ass or waxes their own ass or, whatever. It's like you're down in that area, like you're down there. And it's almost like the kind of thing, like, if no one else is around, you just kind of like, just kind of glance around and just kind of like just one little, like that, like, I mean,
I guess. I don't know. I mean, see now you feed me the beer. Now you want to know the answer.
Yeah. Now we need the beer. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Happy Hour podcast. Pre-game episode. Of course, we will be joined by Joshua Lewis in a little bit. We're here just bullshitting a little bit live on Facebook Live. Of course, it was snowing today, and of course, we had a little bit of a talk earlier. Of course, it is tax season, and it sucks. Everybody fucking, I feel like, owes for taxes this year, and I'm a reseller, so I got hit with my tax bill, but I'm going to pay whatever I can, and then whatever else later, because it's not a substantial amount of money. So I doubt that they come and throw me in prison like the situation for like $800, so they can just suck my. You know what? They can lick my asshole. And that's what they can do.
Right. Like it and tell me how it tastes.
Yeah. I feel like that when you file your taxes, that if you owe the tax person, you shouldn't get paid. Like, it's just kind of like, okay, I did my job, but I didn't do my job where you would make money to pay me. So, now it's like, so really it's like however much you pay, which, I had to pay more because I had a business, filing or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I need to pay that plus whatever I owe. Meanwhile, Jeff Bezos hasn't paid his taxes in a quarter of a century.
Allegedly. Yes. We don't know that, but
we don't know the facts, but we know. Oh, and dude, speaking a little bit I don't know if you saw it. We always talk a little bit about stuff with Ukraine and Russia. Did you see the video? Apparently, like, these Russian soldiers wanted to get up to the roof in like a building in Ukraine. So the people running the building locked the soldiers in the fucking elevator, and then took a picture of them trapped in the elevator. And like, me and Josh were talking about it the other day, and I was just kind of like, well, did they let them out? Like, I mean, are those, like, this was like probably like a week and a half ago. It's like, are those guys still in that elevator? Like, they open it up a year from now and there's just zombie fucking Russian soldiers in that fucking goddamn elevator.
Zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, that's exactly how The Walking Dead starts. Like, it's like, I've seen this before. I've seen this television show. This is how The Walking Dead begins. So,
speaking on Russia, this is crazy. Remember the story we were talking about? I don't know. It was a few months ago. Our guest that we had on was comedian. We were talking about that monkey thing that flipped over, and we were going to raise our air monkey army. And we were going to have them wear tracksuits and shit. Apparently, I read this. I don't know if this is a good thing for us.
Or the
it's definitely bad for Russia. Adidas has left the building.
Oh,
yeah. Adidas apparently shut down 50 some stores.
Really?
Probably more than that.
Well,
but I think it was like 50 some stores of Adidas, and like Russia's like tracksuit
capital of the world
is like their revenue has just gone down. So now what are they gonna wear?
Oh man, like what is it, the fucking Legend of Zelda rupees they have or whatever? They're worth like fucking a penny now. Like, that's dude, that's insane. Like, imagine, like, we think it's hard for us with gas and all that shit going on here. Imagine being over there. Like, they don't even have McDonald's. McDonald's is like, see ya. McDonald's got it. I mean, of course, that's not a big loss because I'd be like, all right, get out of here. Like, Chick-fil-A is better anyways.
Really? I mean, think about it. They might become actually the healthiest fucking country in the world now because of.
I mean, look at it like this: like McDonald's is gone, but those guys trapped in the elevator have no worries because they can just start eating whoever's the fattest one there. And I mean, if you sit there and you look at all those soldiers, they're all like little soldiers. Like, there's no fat guys. There's no like cock diesel soldiers. Like, these guys are all like young, skinny kids, and it's insane because they're young, skinny kids. But also, like, you look at some of the Ukrainian people fighting back, and they're like just like average fucking guys. Like, they're like dads who like just wanted to fucking shoot guns, and now like they have guns and they can just fucking shoot people and sickle people. It's insane. But like what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna get into our Urban Dictionary term of the night. So our Urban Dictionary term of the night is cunt fuck. So cunt fuck is to shag a woman in the vagina at a rapid pace. And the definition is, oi, Jenny, I'm going to cunt fuck you so hard tonight. So that is our Urban Dictionary term of the night, cunt fuck. So have you, man, I'm pretty sure like,
well, I'm not going to say whether I have or I haven't.
Well, I mean, why would you not do a vagina at a rapid pace? Like, I don't know, like, what else is there? Like, I mean, it's kind of a rapid
what are you talking about?
You just put your dick in and just sit there.
There's
like
a medium pace. A rapid
you just put it in here. You're just like, all right.
And there's full on Kamehameha, like and you just fucking unload. But now there's like the long dick. You can give them the long dick.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You know what the long dick is, right?
You just put it in and you wait for yourself to go soft, and then you just go to sleep. And that's
no. That's not long dick. That's
well, yeah. I know what long dick is.
Yeah, you gotta give them the long dick, man.
Long dick style.
So
if anybody's ever seen those videos, the long dick style videos, those are fucking, that dude's amazing. I love that guy. I'm going to give it to a long dick style.
So well, then you already know. Then there's different paces that you can move at.
I mean, here's the thing.
Who just moves at one pace all the time?
I mean,
you boring ass fuck you.
Well, I mean, here's the
I'm gonna give it to you now, baby. Can
you long dick somebody if you don't have a long dick? I mean, that's like, I
don't. We call it a short stroke, but
I mean, like, well, that's short stroke, but also it's like, like I feel like cunt fuck is like where you fuck someone so hard that like it feels like you're trying to like shove your dick and your balls in there, and at the same time, like as you go in and out, like the balls are just like as they come out.
I don't know if that's a
as they come out, like
I think they're referring to the pace in which you fuck.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily have to be hard.
Well, I mean, at least look at it like this. Like, it's weird because like us, like we're not like dogs. Like, when dogs have sex, they get stuck. Like, have you ever had that? Have you ever had that happen with dogs? Have you ever?
I mean,
it's the worst. Like, it's happened to our dogs a couple of times, and they get stuck. And then they never, like, they always try to go this way. They always try to run two different ways, and like the dog's stuck, and it's like and you're just kind of like, what the fuck?
I've never got stuck, but I have been lost in the sauce.
Lost in the sauce,
and
I'm like, lost in the sauce tonight.
And anybody that knows what I'm talking about, you lost the sauce, and then like you'll cramp up, and when you try to like back out, you're like so I've never actually been stuck, but I've had like sharp pains in like my buttocks area where I was like cramped up, so it was very hard for me to like escape out. What?
You're lost in the sauce, and then you had cramping in the buttocks area.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is leading down
to another segment we have.
Yes,
called...
another segment called "This is a burn photo." This is Matt being fucked in the ass by another man.
It never happened, I swear.
This is me nose deep in Matt's ass when he passed out in my shower. which has happened on more than a couple occasions. What you passing out in the shower, me nose deep in your ass. Because I mean, if you remember how long we were Facebook official married for like what, a year, maybe more. Like I remember, like you put on there, married to Ray Chase, and then like it stayed on there all the way up to the point to where me and my wife got married, and I had to change it because now it had to say married to Jessica Chase.
Yeah, and we got a divorce because she wouldn't cunt fuck me. But no, there was plenty of parties where I have. I'm starting to see a trend. Not so much as anymore, but like as I got older with drinking, I passed out a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean that's the thing. Like
I have, there's like so many photos of me, right? That like a party that I'm just
I have one of you just laying on my floor.
Laying on the floor.
Well, we posted one last week because, by the way, happy belated birthday. Your birthday just passed.
Thank you.
And
Thank
you. It was funny because our good friend Gerard, he posted a photo of you and him, and it was in our kitchen. And Jeff was like, "Hey, that's in our kitchen." And I realized that with my variant profile, because my other one I got blocked out of it, I didn't have Gerard. I'm like, "Fuck, I need to add Gerard." So I posted the photo, and he was like, "How it began and how it ended." And you were like on the floor, which you fell before that because I remember you were wearing flannel, and you were on the floor with the flannel on, but then you took the picture of him with the flannel off. And I was like, so at some point this photo happened later on, but that was a long night for you because I remember you fell on the floor, and I remember like I wasn't in the kitchen, I just heard someone go, "Oh God," and I heard doof. And like I went out there, and you were like just like fucking laying on the floor, just fucking just passed out.
I got problems.
Oh, what was it? I think.
And then the Halloween party.
Yeah.
I was dressed up as Wilfred the dog.
Yeah.
And I was at my house, and I was passed out in my own kitchen.
Oh yeah, that was the night when we tried to what was it? We put the what was it? What the hell is that hot ice called? What the fuck? Dry ice. We stuck dry ice. Mike Messick brought it, and we stuck the dry ice in a fucking soda bottle and threw it out back, and they were fucking blowing up.
Yeah. Which now that I look back, was probably not the greatest of ideas, but because now we would be like domestic terrorists. Ice bombs at us. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking hurt you, idiot.
Ice bombings, like that's just, dude.
But I have like passed out like in the shower, like face down ass. I said it before, and I think people in the show have heard it before. Like, there's been numerous times where I passed out downstairs, like down here in the basement. Like everybody sees like the nice part of my basement, but I have like a dark part of my basement where like the toilet is, I've passed out and that's the cold. Like that part of the basement is cold, and I'm like passed out on the floor. My wife has left me there to die numerous times, and she'd just come back upstairs and continue to party with you guys or whatever, and like whoever else is here, and I'm just dying, like on the floor, sweating, like my sweat is like freezing onto the floor because of how cold the fucking floor is. And I threw up in your stationary tub one year.
Was that you that threw up in the stationary
tub? No.
I was cleaning that throw up out of that stationary tub for like fucking days afterwards. Like it was almost like my bachelor party with the hot dog vomit. Like it was like, I don't know what was in that tub, but I had a hanger and I was shoving that shit down there. And I was saying to myself, I was like, whoever threw up in this, why couldn't they have just thrown up in the kitchen sink? This has a garbage disposal. I could have just
maybe that person could run up the stairs because they were fucking throwing up all over themselves.
What was it like? It made me think back to Ocean City. Like we got pretty drunk in Ocean City too, because you drank that Four Loko, and then you saw the devil. Like you saw the devil when you drank the Four Loko, and we were playing beer pong with Four Loko, and that's a feat. That is a feat.
I really that night I really fucking really tanked that shit though. I don't think I threw up at all.
Dude, I think that's some of the best beer pong I've played in years. Like I'm a really solid beer pong player. I was thinking
about it the other day too. Kid you not. That was pretty solid.
I remember because all the women that were there, these bitches walk up and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna beat you at beer pong." And we're like, "Bitches, you ain't doing nothing. Like this ain't happening." Like, what the hell what was that? Oh, okay. Well, that just randomly flew down like that. I don't know what happened. My screen twitched and the whole screen went down. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like I thought we lost the feed for a second, but I don't know what that was. So I guess maybe it's the whole thing of it's not excited about whatever we're talking about with Ocean City, but I don't care, computer. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I don't think I've heard a few things about YouTube. I think that they tell you.
Yeah. Well, no, for some reason, like right here at the bottom, the little emblem for Zoom, like the whole window for Zoom dropped down. Like I thought it forced itself closed. I don't know what happened. You see how it's like kind of cockeyed right now? Like, I don't know what the hell happened to it, but I mean, we're still, we're still live here. So I really don't know. And it says stream health, excellent connection. And
Analytics.
yeah.
Anal.
Anal. Tell me a word that you see in analytics. Lytics. No. Anal.
Analytic.
Which also I'm in a really good mood because now the baseball lockout is over. So opening day is slated to begin, or spring training is slated to begin tomorrow, which means Orioles opening day is now April the 11th. So that is going to be fun. I am very, very happy about that. And of course, as we like to always go over with you guys, stuff coming up. Of course, next week we will be live right here again on Facebook Live. Next Friday, our very special guest is Mr. D. He's a fashion guru. He's dealt with some of the biggest celebrities in the world, dealing with fashion for them. And then we will be back next Saturday, the following Saturday after that, with Jocelyn James. So, of course, shout out to the Rub PR. She provided us with Joshua Lewis tonight. And of course, Jocelyn James will be on March 26th. I believe it's March 26th. You go to www.thehhpod.com or any of our social media handles for that. And we are almost complete for the Happy Hour Pod Rumble. We have 29 people that will be joining us. We need one more, which will bring us to 30, including me, you, Tom Nutty, Socrates, Tommy Simbazo, Eric Woodworth, Ashley Pontius, all who have guest spotted on the show. Also, a lot of former guests coming back: Nick Benson, Mick Strawn, Rachel Hoffman, Vince Painter, Bubba Almany, you name them, they're going to be back, right here, and we're going to be playing all of our games. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to play Cards Against Humanity. We're going to randomly draw teams, and those teams are going to have to battle each other in random Cards Against Humanity, and we're going to just draw a random card out of the box. And what their goal is for their randomly drawn card to beat the other person's randomly drawn card. So, and if they do that, they get a hot tag. And if they get a hot tag, they can later on use that in the Rumble to basically, if they get a cards again, or if they get a card from Incoherent that they can't answer, they can use the hot tag to pass it on to any random person. And if that person doesn't get it,
any random person or any person in the team,
any person that's currently in the Rumble, because what it is I think we're going to do it every 30 seconds. We're going to have another person kind of, be in the Rumble thing where we're going to ask cards to, and, all that fun stuff.
It's going to get chaotic.
Yeah, it's going to get very chaotic. It's going to probably get confusing at times, but hey, you know what? This show is nothing but chaos. We expect chaos. We encourage chaos. So, and a couple of chaotic things I want to talk about once we get live. When we're talking about cunt fucking, there was something I was telling you about before we went live, which, cunt fucking could be incorporated with, which was from a very weird show. And what I want to do real quick too is I promised him I would shout it out. So let me just go ahead and pull it up. Our good buddy Scott Page. If everybody remembers Scott Page from Pink Floyd, he sent us something. It's called the Think NFT. It's a SXSW VIP rooftop lounge, the third floor at the Speakeasy, and that's at 412 Congress Avenue D. And that's over in I believe it's over in Texas. So I'm not 100% sure, but you can meet Pink Floyd's saxophonist Scott Page, who's been on the show, and legendary music producer Bassy Bob. So make sure you check that out. Talk about NFTs with Scott Page, and yeah, dude, that's somebody I definitely, if he's ever in town, I want to get with him. And we can do a fully fermented episode with him because I need to learn more about NFTs. That's
me too.
That's just the whole thing because it's starting to take off. Stacey Toy last week, she was talking about them.
Keep talking, telling me about it, and I look it up, and I still get lost. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't understand what this is. It's art, but it's not
it's like your brain. Your brain hits a brick wall. It's like a non-fungible token, but that's like
Can we call it something else?
When I first saw it, I was like, fungible, a non-fungus token. Like what? Like so you want a fungus token? This is what you want. I was like,
maybe I need to Google the word fungible because I don't know what a fuck a fungible is.
And what's funny is I was actually going to bring up on one of the shows was there was a guy who was tracking Elon Musk's jet. Like he like hacked and tracked. Apparently that guy is now tracking all the Russian jets now too. So that guy is fucking.
It's going to get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he's going to get into a whole hell of a lot of trouble. And yes. So, but yeah, but
yeah, didn't he tracking Elon Musk, and I think Musk apparently asked him, "Hey, could you please stop tracking my jet?" And for privacy reasons and yada yada. And the guy said, basically, no, I'm not going to do that. So Elon Musk offered him like $500. This is all allegedly. I don't know if any of that's true. Offered him like $500, and the kid was like, "You're like one of the richest men in the world. How about we up that price? Like give you like 500,000 or something. Not $500.
What is
Come
this?
on, man.
What kind of bitch do you think I am? You're gonna give this to me long dick style. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna long dick this money.
He's gonna fucking what's gonna happen. He's gonna fucking him at a rapid pace.
Yeah.
But
it's like, you're gonna work for the 500,000.
All the planes now. There's like a whole map, and it's scary looking.
It's crazy.
Well, I'm like, I don't know.
It's so insane, like how a lot of that shit works, and also how that guy like isn't in federal prison somewhere. Like I don't like
how did he
I don't understand.
Hack the I would imagine you would have had to hack the air traffic control.
I don't know. And like I want to talk to a hacker. If anybody watching this is a hacker, don't hack me, but I want to talk to you and like know like what is it? Like what do you get? Like are there all like I know there's codes, but like how does someone code themselves into like the Federal Reserve and take it hostage? Like that's the whole thing. Like like you just sit there and like, oh, Jeff Bezos gave me the finger. Well, guess what? Account drained.
I'm just like, I wouldn't be a good hacker. I can only type maybe like 60 words per minute. So I would be the most terrible hacker. I'd be in there.
Yeah. Dip.
R. Where's the R? And then
you're R. You're a pirate.
I can't. I'm not good like that. You gotta like train your brain for like that kind of shit, like secretary shit, like the fucking those people that they're in the courtrooms and they gotta like type all the shit that people are saying. They sit
there like everything everybody's saying. And imagine, I'd love to talk to one of them. Like imagine some of the shit they've had to type, like some of the morbid, like crazy shit. Like imagine like the OJ trial lady. Like
could you imagine because you got to record everything and like somebody coughs and you're like cough. So you got to type it, and they're like, and you're like the person coughs again, and like someone else is talking, and like another person coughs, and you're like, stop fucking coughing! I'm trying to type here, man. Like, you know how annoying that would be.
I wonder if that's
excuse yourself.
I wonder if anybody was ever sitting there typing and like they thought he did it, and they typed he did it, and then they were like, oh fuck, and I had to go back and like delete or whatever. Like, and like way back now, like now I think they do it with a computer. Way back in the day, they do it with like a typewriter. So imagine that, like you're being tried for murder and you just hear the person just smack the fucking like, you know how on like a fucking typewriter, you smack the thing back in place,
right?
And, like you just hear that thing be smacked back in place. It's like, how do you plead? I plead not. Like, oh, what? Not guilty, Your Honor.
And that would suck to have that.
Yeah. Oh, dude, like I couldn't imagine, like, and you have to do it like for 8 hours. Like you have to do it however long. Like
you got to be able to type really fast
like,
too.
Imagine how your fingers are. Like, I mean, that's almost like if you remember Billy Madison, my fingers hurt. It's like, yeah, you're gonna come home and your fingers are gonna like not be fucking fingers anymore.
Yeah, I can't do that because like my ADHD would kick in. And,
like,
like they would like ask for like the report, and it'd be like
I can't.
It would be like Your Honor, and then like it'd be like a dog face and like a smiley.
Yeah,
face.
it'd be like a drawing,
right? And like what the fuck is this? Like I got bored.
Yeah, like, I couldn't help myself. Why are there dicks all over this? Like I I don't know. Like like during out this
dicks.
whole thing, I was just imagining what all your dicks look like. I don't like. I can't help myself. Like there's a lot of dicks in here. Like this is going to.
Well, you act like this was like an important murder case or something.
Well, if you want to talk to me, okay, I think he did it. All right. They're like, get out of the court. Bailiff, get him out of here. I'm holding you in contempt. What? Like, can you hold your own like bailiff or like typer person in like contempt? Like, can they be in contempt court?
I would guess you could
Like,
hold anyone in contempt that's like disrupting the court.
Like, what if the judge like removes himself from court? He holds himself in contempt.
Fucking Jim Carrey did that in Liar Liar.
Yeah, I hold myself in contempt.
Yeah, right. So you can.
Or like the judge just order. Everybody gets on their phones. They're like, "What are you doing? We're ordering. Like, what?
Ordering.
What do you want? You want get out of here?" Like. We were talking at work a little bit, me and one of my coworkers, and we were talking about how Paramount Plus, they're re-releasing Beavis and Butthead. And I was talking a little bit about Beavis and Butthead Do America. And it was the scene where Beavis is in the confessional and the guy's like giving him his confession. And it's like, I'm giving you 100,000 demerits and I want you to hit yourself. Oh, again. Oh, harder. Oh,
God. Beavis and Butthead was supposed to make a comeback, but I guess it got derailed, huh?
Well, I mean that's the thing. Like they said that they're going to make a comeback, but they can't do music videos anymore because music videos pretty much don't exist. But what they should do is have them watch like TikTok videos and shit, like them do their little thing where they're sitting down, but they're like looking at a laptop or they have a smart TV port.
I
and they're
think
looking
they
up,
already
like,
have
YouTube videos
something like that similar on YouTube.
Well, I mean, it's
not Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I mean, what's going to do better, that YouTube thing or?
But they could do that. But I mean, I feel like everybody already does that. Like, there's like literally like YouTubers or TikTokers that view other TikToker fucking shit and like rate it. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, like my wife, she always has like, I'm sure she's upstairs now watching TikToks.
TikToking away, baby.
She's gonna have about 34 TikToks that she's gonna want me to watch, and only like 5 of them I'm gonna enjoy. But the best part is a lot of them are the comments because people are ruthless on TikTok. Moment, they don't give a shit.
You're like, listen, lady, I'm trying to get the cunt fucking going on. So let's put this TikTok away and watch it later.
Yeah. Let's go to TikTok. That's what's gonna happen. TikTok.
You ever heard of TikTok and you just drop your pants?
Instead of a clock, TikTok. And then rapid pace.
TikTok and you're just like, what the
rapid pace. It's like, look, can we get through these at a rapid pace? Because I need to get to my rapid pace. Like, we're going to do this long TikTok style. Oh. Long TikTok. That's what we're going to do, this long TikTok style.
Right. Well, for our guest was I wanted to say this little thing. Because I talk about the VR stuff a lot, right?
Yeah.
So apparently this new update with the Meta Quest, whatever you want to call it now. It's in limbo, Oculus, who knows? Where they have the hand tracking, of course. So it's like already tracks your head movement, tracks your hand movement. Yeah. Now apparently there's going to be an update. It's already like in the people that have data mined the shit.
Yeah.
The developers there's going to be like full full body tracking.
Really?
Apparently. So that's going to be really cool. But it's also going to be a little weird because apparently, from what I've heard, is they do track not only your hand motion, but it's all recorded, and they do this right. So, when you log back in, they don't have to it doesn't automatically reset. You don't have to redo it and all that stuff. It's already just boom automatically. But apparently, it's stored in the cloud. Okay. So you're kind of giving up your privacy of your hands size and your body, but you know what I mean? There's a big problem with that. Not with me. I don't really care.
I don't need people to know what my hand sizes are.
Got these tiny hands. you know, but
they look so small, my big Johnson.
It makes my cock look huge. Makes me feel like a real man. But no, like seriously, they're gonna be able to track your whole body. So like people are trying to say like this is gonna really invade their privacy even more, but like it's like
I mean, it's gonna do more than invade their privacy
on the internet, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna let our guests in real quick, but you can go ahead and just keep on. I mean,
it's like I get it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like the VR stuff is getting so advanced. Like they're, you know, they can track your hands. You know, next thing you know, you're gonna have like, you know, the thing's already over your face.
It tracks your head movement.
Like it tracks your head movement. Like it's gonna track what your hands are gonna do. Next thing you know, it's gonna track your bowel movements. Like, you know, you're gonna have something that they're gonna like, you know, track your bowel movements with.
There we go.
Hey, what's up, Mo? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We're on YouTube Live. We're just we're getting ready to wrap up our pre-show a little bit, and then we'll roll right into the regular episode. We're just talking about just all kinds of just weird stuff. So a lot of the VR stuff, like, I mean, it's the kind of thing. Well, what I'll do real quick, we'll go ahead, we'll end our pre-show stuff, and we'll roll right into our audio episode. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt's here with me. Tom Nutty couldn't make it. He lost power over in PA somewhere due to the snowstorm that was happening over there. And we're being joined by Joshua Lewis. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Good. And you know what's funny? It jumps right out to me. The Pokemon stuff behind you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The Pokeball, like right behind you. Yeah. I was like, man, like, and I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of like guys are, you know, from our generation, like you see that kind of stuff. Like we're all into the same shit. And I've talked before with, you know, various people of, I feel like we came from the best generation that you possibly can imagine. Like, you know, I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm 36. So
I'm 20.
You know, well, I mean, 20, well, even though like you still have parts of it. Like I feel like you know, I was born in the 80s, so you had the stuff from the 80s, you had the 90s, and you had the early 2000s. Those three generations right there. You had the best cartoons, you had the best movies, you had the best pro wrestling, you had the best of everything, and that's why a lot of people, let's bring this shit back. Like everything's starting to get popular.
That, like fucking like He-Man, they're trying to bring He-Man back.
Like
Masters of the Universe.
It's all like pop culture and, you know, all that fun stuff. And you know, it's funny. What was it? We were gonna talk about something right before I ended
I was talking about the VR like head tracking.
The VR head tracking stuff.
Well, because they're trying to advance it now, from what I've heard, allegedly. It's going to be like full body tracking.
Which is insane.
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
It's cool, but it's going to be a little wild.
Well, I mean, at that point, like if that's the case, if someone, let's say someone can hack into your VR system and it's full body tracking, and someone like hacks into it and takes over your hands, like you're playing VR and like you're punching yourself in the face because now they've hacked this system. You know,
it doesn't work like that, but okay. But I mean,
how do you know what it's like?
Well, because I mean, it probably make your avatar do some different shit, but it wouldn't make you necessarily do different.
I still say instead of those little paddles that they have, like what you have, like they need like Nintendo gloves. They need Nintendo gloves. That's what they need for that shit.
Well, then it's not going to be necessary because it's going to literally track your hands.
Yeah.
So it's going to have like a digital, like, I don't know what the fucking scientific word is for it, but
it's actually with the VR stuff. Like, could you imagine? Of course, you have the Pokemon stuff behind you. Hey, Pokemon. That's out. Could you imagine like something like Pokemon Go?
I think they already got
in VR, or like a Pokemon, where you can take a Pokeball and you can literally just launch that motherfucker at like some terrified Pokemon that's just trying to run away from you. You're like, that's it, motherfucker.
That's crazy.
It's
crazy where like video games are going and everything now with VR. It's fucking insane.
Well, I'm saying that, but I'm pretty sure I've already saw a game just like that, where you can hunt down Pokemon and shit. Like, because you got the Pokemon Go that was like real popular with your phone and stuff, but I think they made it on the VR headset. You can run around and like, what? I mean, you're gonna run into a fucking wall if you don't pay attention.
Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know if they released it yet or not. I know Grand Theft Auto is gonna be crazy when that comes out, but they're making a Walking Dead game on that. That's gonna be fucking crazy.
It's already out.
Around, is it already out?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't even imagine.
I'm gonna have to bring up a headset one of these days.
You're gonna have to bring that back over because I didn't get enough of Bar Fight last time. Like, but of course, Josh, you're in the adult film industry. You know, welcome
Yes.
to our podcast. We have
Thank you for having me.
many adult film stars on this show. Of course, shout out to Erica Icon from the Rub PR. She hooks us up with a lot of our guests. And you know, real quick,
she's great.
I'm going to touch on something that we actually talked about when we had Alexis Amore on the show. And for those of you who heard it, you know, on that episode, we were talking about a man who he's actually a Maryland man. He had a pig heart transplant. He had a heart transplant, and they put a pig heart into him. And I remember we were like, you know, like we can't will all these crazy scenarios. Maybe he has these like terrifying pig dreams, and you know, well, he died. You know, we kind of expected that that was going to happen because he had
Maryland.
Like
Maryland.
So,
like John Hopkins or what?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you know they were experimenting with a pig heart, and I think he had it a few weeks and he died. And
no, it was like a couple months, 2 months.
It's 2 months. Okay,
He lived for 2 months.
That's the thing. Like, I wonder if like his last words were like a pig squeal. Like he's just like, you know, just like right before he goes, and like at that, someone just looks at him and goes, "That'll do, pig." Just the whole Babe reference or what. I mean, like I hate doing that, but apparently the dude was a piece of shit. He stabbed a guy in the back. The dude ended up crippled or some shit, and like then they were like, "Well, we can't help you, but we'll give you a pig heart." Like, yeah, we're and that episode was insane. We're like, well, if we could have like any animal part, what would it be? Like, you know, and we just came up with like just all kinds of crazy, like out of this world, like you saw a terrifying true to life Pokemon like in real fucking time, like what that shit would probably fucking look like. But no, I mean, man, it's insane. But of course, man, you're still pretty new in the adult industry. You know, of course, for anybody who might be seeing you or hearing from you the first time, I mean, I'm always curious of how people go, I'm going to get into the adult film industry. Like you know, I always want to imagine and sit there and, you know, somebody's yearbook says, you know, most likely to fuck bitches. Like, you know, I just I'm always just intrigued. It's like, you know what, at what point did you go, I just want to fuck like for a living?
Yeah. So I think I kind of had honestly the best route I could have went the way I did. So I graduated high school in 2020 when COVID happened and everything. So it fucked a lot of things up. Like all college classes were online. I was going to go to school for fashion design at Kent State. I'm like, why am I even going if I'm doing it online? Like there's no point. I'm not going to learn anything. So I was working at FedEx for a little bit, and then around January last year, I started OnlyFans. I was just fuck it. I kind of just wanted to do porn in the back of my head since middle school. So did OnlyFans.
I want to do porn when I'm older.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people always have the idea in the back of their head. This is kind of what I want to do. And it just happens. Then I moved out to Vegas after I met some people through OnlyFans and Twitter and people to work with. And then after that, I kind of just met people that were actually in the industry. And I just wasn't ready for it yet. I was shooting with people for my websites and stuff. And then I think it was around September, I was I'm finally gonna sign with somebody. And so after meeting with so many people, I kind of narrowed down what agencies I wanted to be with or see who wanted to sign me. And that's how I got with OC and Sandra and Anthony and Eric over there.
Okay, nice.
So, yeah.
It sounded like you had kind of fun come through. And I mean, you live in Vegas, dude. How's that?
Yeah.
Vegas is it insane all the time, or do you just kind of get desensitized by Vegas if you're there long enough? Or
no, I mean it's inexpensive for sure to live here, but I'm not even 21 yet, so I can't even go on the strip really. So I'm just home living, working all the time, doing whatever, just chilling at home.
So you're old enough to fuck.
Yeah.
Right? Like the whole world can see.
Yeah.
But you can't.
But I can't have a beer.
Yeah.
You can't have a beer.
I can go to war. I can go into the army, but I can't have a beer. It's fucking insane.
It's funny because they'll have a scene and they'll sit there and be like, all right, look, and the directors and like, look, we need him to drink, and they're just kind of like, no, he's too. You need to keep that out of the scene. He's underage, you see. However, he's gonna bang this chick in the ass. Right. That's what's gonna happen.
Put water in his cup or give him a juice box.
Yeah. And that sounds like a porn set. Like you're just kind of sitting there chilling on the couch, drinking your juice box, and then your stepmom just comes in. And she's like, "Hey, what's going on there?"
Oh my god.
Your drink box. And you're like, "Oh, I got a drink box
That
for
sounds
you."
like a movie too.
Yeah.
Butt, sex, and juice box. That's a good one there. You gotta tell your people about that one. I'm telling you.
But what they need to do is they need to find those old school. I'm not sure, you're kind of young. I'm not sure if you remember them. I don't think they sell them anymore. But sips, the double S.
Nope.
In the black like container. You don't remember sip? Oh my god.
I don't even know what that is.
Sips or ecto cooler. Like you have to do one of the two. Like sips or ecto cooler. Like
I think I did the ecto
cooler. Oh man. So now I mean, man, and it's funny because I wanted to talk about it on a pre-show, but I wanted to save it for the main show for everybody listening on all of our major podcast platforms through the audio version. My wife is big into TikTok, and she was watching TikTok last night. And she's like, "Come here." And I'm like, "What?" And like, I'm sitting there, like, I do eBay selling. So like, actually I was going through taxes. We did our taxes today. So I'm doing like all my stuff for my claims, for my eBay business. I hear like just all this shit going on in the background. I'm like, is she watching porn? What's happening? Like, like I hear her going,
really good porn.
And I'm like, what the? And she's like, "Come here, you need to see this now." Like, let me pull up. I had the note of it. I forgot what the show's called, but there's a show.
I was about to say, I don't know if we can show that.
No, we can't. There's a show on Netflix called Brand New Cherry Flavor. So Brand New Cherry Flavor, and apparently it's a really fucking weird show. And when you're done, go to episode.
I'm gonna like type this sound really quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Yeah. Episode 4 and go to 35 minutes in. And it's probably the weirdest scene that you've ever seen. Actually, if you can find, do you have access to Netflix?
Yeah.
If you want to mute, you should go to it now and then give us what your reaction is
right now
from watching that. Yeah, just mute it and then watch the scene and you tell us what you think of it. It's Brand New Cherry Flavor, episode 4, 35-minute mark, where the sex scene begins. Now, be aware, apparently a lady also births a cat at some point that my wife saw while she was trying to find this scene. So,
oh God.
We would show it, but I don't think YouTube would appreciate it.
Yeah. So just mute this real quick.
Just mute it and then give us your reaction after you watch it. I think it's about like 5 minutes or so, but as it starts to go down, we'll probably see his reaction. Like my wife was literally like, "What the fuck?" And like, I'm like,
or he might be like, "That's not that bad."
Well, that's how I was. Like, my wife was like, "What the fuck?" And like people on TikTok are like, "This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life." And I'm like, this is like a Monday for me. Like, I don't like, I don't understand. This is just like, this is just like Monday. Like,
I don't know. I've seen some weird shit.
Yeah.
I've watched some weird shit. So
what's it called again?
It's called Brand New Cherry Flavor.
Brand New Cherry Flavor.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, shit. Like,
hold on. I'm like curious now. I'm like, what?
I kind of want, like, my wife's mortified, but like I'm the sick fuck that I'm just kind of like, I need to start the show from episode 1. Right. I need to know when you know. I need to know what led to this. What were the building steps that led to this? And we'll talk a little bit more about it after he watches it. Then that way, so spoiler alert, once Josh is done watching the scene, we will be talking about that scene in general. So, if you haven't watched it yet,
it's your fault.
Complete spoiler, but yeah.
All right, I'm gonna mute it really quick I can.
Cool. All right, so he's gonna go ahead and watch that, dude. Like, and that's the whole thing. Like, when I heard this, my agenda was, I was like, we got to get, if the guest has access to it, we have to get him to watch it. And then, because that's the thing, like the thing on TikTok,
he's gonna be a real trooper.
People are basically playing it on TikTok and recording their reactions to the scene. Yeah. So that's what I was like, oh man, I'm like, if he has like any kind of access to it or whatever, like, and it starts off one way and then it just goes completely weird. And you're just like, I didn't expect this at all. Like, how is this how is this actually happening and why is it happening?
He sees totally people. They're
yeah,
like, what is this? But see, being that he's from the adult industry,
yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I mean,
probably
I wonder,
not that, but
also he's a young dude too. So, we've been around a long time. Like, we've been around a whole 17 more years than he has. We've had a lot more exposure to weird shit like that. He's kind of like, what the fuck?
Now he wants to find that chick.
Like,
he's like, where is this chick?
Yeah.
I want to fuck her.
He made that he's like, huh. When he made that face the first time, he might have bypassed the woman birthing the cat. Like, my wife told me, I was like, I don't, brand new cherry flavor. Like, I don't understand. Yes. And of course, for those of you listening, make sure you check out our YouTube, because you are not going to see the reactions and all this, or in the audio version that you will on our YouTube.
He's in the adult film industry, and he's kind of put back.
I feel like what we should do is, any of our guests who have not seen this, we should have them watch it and record their reaction, because if they haven't seen it, then we will be their first reaction to seeing the video.
Break their cherry flavor. That's what we're gonna do.
We're gonna break their cherry flavor.
We're gonna break their cherry flavor. See, watch now. Their fucking show's gonna blow up. Give us some props.
Well, apparently it's like one of the top ranked show on Netflix or some shit.
Wow.
Like, I think it was in the top 10, and that's how people found it.
That's weird that I don't know, because I'm on Netflix all the time. It didn't flag that show for me, I guess.
Yeah, and it's like, what the fuck?
Usually it shows me like the top 10, and that I would be interested.
Well, that's the thing. Like, Jess, she couldn't finish it. Like, she's just like, I'm done. Like, this is just too weird for me. Like, I don't like, and it's just the hood. But he's just kind of like, what the hell are these guys like having me watch? No, that was it of that we drank most of them last week. So
what am I gonna do?
You always drink some of the wine. Like, what am I gonna do? I don't know.
No, I'm serious. Come on. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, here you go then.
Oh my God. Dude. What the fuck?
Yeah. So that's the thing. So for those of you listening or watching, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert. But my wife watched it, and pretty much, like, you see it happen, and the girl disrobes, and you see her tits, you're like, oh man, like, this chick's hot. And you see like something on her side, and you're like, the fuck? Like, what's going on? And like, the dude sits there and he starts like finger it, and it's fucking like rib vagina. She has like this fucking like just like
gotta make rib.
Yeah. She has like a fucking camel toe, like right here, and like the dude just starts like fisting her fucking.
He puts his whole arm in there.
And like he's like elbow deep in her fucking ribcage. And my wife, like, she like literally she's watching it, her eyes are gigantic. And like she sits there and she shows it to me, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay. And she's just kind of like, she's like, are you aroused by this? And I'm just like, I mean, no, but I mean, I've seen videos of
really
people
like
I've seen people like fucking elbow deep in somebody's ass. Like, I mean,
right. It's like, it's weird that it's a rib, but hey, I've seen some. I've seen some things.
Like, that's the thing though. Like how I need to watch the show, because I need to know how it got to that point. Like, I need to. Like, is that a?
I kind of want to like watch it now, because I'm like, like what?
And
you want to know like the origin story of how that happened.
Yes. What is the Marvel origin story of the chick with the superhero power of the side vagina? Like, but
vagina.
Yeah, I also thought, I'm like, well, does she have a side vagina and a like? Does she have a vagina in between her legs too, or is it just on her side?
I think it just like moved like to her side.
I mean, like, what is it, a birth defect? Like, I was just waiting at one point for that dude to just start long dicking her ribs. Like, that's what I was just.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for him to just like go to the side of her, and then I'm like,
just just abusing her rib cage. And I mean, that's the thing.
Imagine how uncomfortable that would be.
Like, could you break somebody's ribs doing that? Like, just imagine that. Like, she gets like 4 broken ribs from someone just.
Right. Well, what's the term? Like, when you're like, yeah, girl, you gonna feel this in your guts. Nah, girl, you can feel this in your lungs.
I'm gonna rearrange your guts tonight. Like, that's a new term, like rearranging your guts. Like,
literally.
That's crazy.
Oh my God. But yeah, I kind of stole that idea from the TikTok because everybody's like, they're watching the scene and recording the reactions to it. And when you were willing to watch it, like, fuck, I told Matt, I'm not sure if you were able to hear us, but I told Matt, I was like, every guest we have, if they haven't seen it, that should be our thing, is that we introduce them to that scene. And we're
definitely.
Well, now you're welcome. Like, now this is in your life. We had to sit through, we had to experience this, which Matt hasn't yet. He still needs to watch it, but I
can imagine. I have quite the imagination, so I can imagine what's happening.
But before we leave, maybe I'll pull it up and you can see it. But
definitely needs to.
Like, it was funny because we watched it, like, we could tell when it started, like, you're just kind of like, what is happening? What?
No, what the fuck is going on?
Like, is it or is it not? Like, I don't. Like, it's almost like watching like a train derailment happen in front of your eyes. Like, this train really derailing? Like, should I be watching this? Should I not? Like, I don't know what's going on.
The worst part was that she was like actually hot when she walked into like the scene, and then
and then that
downhill from there, man.
Yeah. You're just kind of like, I can't watch anything this actress ever does again. I can't.
No.
Like, it's done. But like, if they have that, I'm interested to see where else it goes. Like, my wife's also big in Euphoria. I don't know. Hell of a show.
I heard it.
We're hooked in that. Like, and you can tell it's an HBO show because just like Oz and a lot of other shows, lots of tits, lots of dicks, like just all over the place, like all kinds of shit. And that show just itself is weird. And it also has Mac Miller's doppelganger in it as well. So if anybody hasn't watched Euphoria, you will see Mac Miller's doppelganger. But no, I mean, dude, like, we live in a society where, like, sex is kind of like looked down upon, but then yet there's shows that are out there that have all this kind of shit in it. And you're just kind of like, I don't understand.
Not to contradict your statement, I think it's becoming more I would
more
say
in the open,
more mainstream and stuff. Because we're getting adult performers now, performing in like mainstream television and movies now. Like, I had some friends that were in Pam and Tommy. Chloe was in Euphoria as like one of the lead roles in it. So it's like, I feel like with like OnlyFans, like, don't get me wrong, I'm fairly like very new, but like thankful for the time like where like adult work's going, because I feel like it is becoming more open. So say like I did want to branch off and do something in like mainstream. It's possible now,
I mean,
because you're not always now gonna be, and you're so like I'm not picking on your age. I know we keep
you're good.
It's like more of a thing where you could just jump. Oh yeah, this guy used to do porn. I remember. Now you're like in your own Netflix series or some shit, and it's not like weirder because well, back in the day, we're like, oh well, that person used to do porn. I don't know about that.
I mean,
now it's just like whatever. No one really cares.
Me, what I'll touch with on that too is like, me with like pro wrestling. I did pro wrestling 20 years. So doing something like this podcast and talking, like just being able to talk to anybody and being animated and be able to just go live and just like, fuck, I barely have anything written down. Like we're shooting shit, calling it on the fly. I learned that from pro wrestling, but also I know how to be in front of a camera. I know how to conduct myself on a camera. I know how to talk to people and I know how to work people. So, that's the whole thing. You also, like, regardless if it's sex movies or what,
right? He knows how to work that ass.
You know how to work in front of a camera. You know how to follow direction. So really, there's not a lot of differences there. Just kind of like how The Rock transitioned from pro wrestling to acting. Are there differences?
Well, even football too, right?
Yeah. And even from football, it's like, there's a lot of similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. But really at the end of the day, it's still entertainment. So if you can entertain in one aspect, you can entertain in other aspects. So, but yeah, man, I mean, you never know what's going to happen. Of course, you look at it like this. What was it? A couple years ago, Mary Carey ran for governor of California. So that's the kind of thing. Like, could you imagine that? Like, she would have got elected, you would have had a porn star as, a governor, which I'm all for it. Of course, we had Mary Carey way, long time ago on the TV show that we had. So, and she was awesome, but, so yeah, dude, like that, coming off that.
Right. It's you're not limited to just being that, that fuck boy in porn or, that porn star that So I mean, I think that's really cool. So because it opens up a lot more avenues for anyone now. Like, 'cause it's just things are moving.
Yeah.
And I think that's like one of the great things about, like OnlyFans and these websites now where people are able to make their own money, because with OnlyFans, it made like a lot of things mainstream. So not even just like movies or like TV shows, even like artistically with what people do with their brand and clothing and like collabs with like people who do YouTube and stuff like that. Like it's insane like how many like different things you can do with it now. Because I don't think it would have been like that how many years ago.
Like, dude, like even maybe 10, 15 years ago. Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? It wouldn't be like it is right now.
Oh yeah.
Like I think
Not
we're
at
like
all.
more.
Yeah, like
on a
porn
fast track
is
right
so
now.
much more mainstream than what it was, 20 years ago, to even 15 years ago. Like, it's there. Like,
Well, because
and that-
everybody's a freak, okay?
I'll
Secretly,
quote-
everyone's a freak.
I'll quote our good friend Socrates: "If it exists in the universe, there's porn for it." That's
Yep.
the way it works. If it exists in the universe, there's porn for it. And what I'm going to do real quick, we've been getting into weird ass news stories lately, and of course, last week was the one of the guy who shoved the AA battery in his penis. So,
Oh my God, what the
this one,
That's terrible.
this story says this story contains graphic depictions of violence.
Forgot.
So it starts off: a 24-year-old woman has been charged with the murder of a man whose body parts were found strewn about a Green Bay property in a vehicle last week. The person living at home summons the police February 23rd after discovering a severed head in a bucket. According to a criminal complaint that came by a local outlet, officers arriving to the scene made their way down the basement stairs, finding the head still laying in a black bucket on the floor, covered by a towel, and what appeared to be dry blood on a nearby mattress. A further search of the property turned up a storage tote in which the upper part of a torso had been stored. And then it says Taylor Shabusiness, mind your business. Like Taylor Shabusiness, allegedly the last person to have seen the 25-year-old victim alive, was found at a nearby house. Her clothing speckled with dry blood, according to the complaint. And the police searched her van and found a crock pot containing other human body parts, including legs. Wait, what? So how do you get legs in a crock pot? Like, crock pots aren't that big, but I'm pretty sure legs don't fit in a crock pot.
No.
And when police asked her what happened, Shabusiness, I'm just going to say mind your business, replied, "That's a good question. I mean, they should be minding their business." She later was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault. Shabusiness allegedly killed and dismembered her victim after smoking meth with him. According to the complaint, they initiated a sexual encounter that escalated to include the use of chains, which Shabusiness characterized as dog's choke collar. There were two, she said, one for her and one for him. Eventually, Shabusiness said that she began strangling him with her bare hands.
Oh my God.
Worse.
Holy
she
shit.
told investigators that she could feel his heart continuing to beat as she choked him. So she kept pulling and choking him hard. What the fuck? She kept going as the man's face turned purple and blood came out of his mouth, the local outlet reported, citing the complaint. She then played with the cadaver for 2 to 3 hours after his death, using several knives to dismember the body. Prosecutors alleged in the complaint a bread knife worked the best. She explained in a police interview, because of the serrated blade. The business told the police that they have fun trying to find all the organs, and that her plan was to bring all the body parts with her, but being paranoid and lazy, as she put it, she left the head behind. "I can't believe I left the head, though," she said. Shabusiness told investigators that she had just gone crazy and blacked out during the least part of the encounter. She asked them if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it.
What the fuck? Where was this at? This sounds like some Florida shit.
Yeah. Like,
Florida news are.
well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like, so meth is involved, but you had the intent to murder before. Why even do the meth? Why? Like, why even?
Oh my God.
involved.
This is
The
why we make safe words, okay?
Yes.
When the heartbeat is starting to beat at a rapid pace and it starts to slow down.
I don't know.
Yeah, you probably should use your safe word at that point.
I feel like this chick will be like, the safe word is choke me harder. So, as she's choking, choke me harder, she's like, all right, motherfucker, it's time to die now. And it's just kind of like, I don't. And meanwhile, Josh is probably going to get off here and message her. Going, what the fuck kind of program?
No.
Put me on to like what? These guys are fucking insane.
I just want to know what she means. Like the bread knife works the best.
What? And that's the thing. Like I heard a little bit of the story on the radio, so I looked up the article, but I didn't know all those details. And like as I'm reading it, like I saw the bread knife, and I'm just kind of like, what the like? Okay, like. All right. Well, dismember, and then the legs in the crock pot. Like I still don't.
How do they fit in there?
Yeah, like I could see a foot, maybe a foot in the crock pot. I mean, we make meatballs in the crock pot, like a toe. Like I mean, you don't make like fucking bread in a crock pot.
Well,
like,
look, if you love it, you cook it.
Yeah. If you, and she
said, love it, you kill it, you cook it.
She's like, well, have you ever loved something so much that you killed it? Meanwhile, I think this was just a random encounter. So she loved this guy this much on this random encounter that she did this to him. Like, I mean, really, like when you look, like I don't think it was expected. And honestly, like the photo, the chick actually, she's not really all that bad looking. Like, so, like she doesn't look like someone that would do meth. But I would like, no, like here, that's what she looks like. She's not right there. So she's not bad. But it's not someone that once you incorporate meth. Like when you incorporate meth, like that's not the photo I'm expecting to see.
No.
Like, that's someone that like you look at and it's like, okay, she was just with Josh Lewis last night in that movie I saw. Like, I would never expect it to happen. And then Josh is sitting there like, man, I
don't know that bitch.
Like this could happen to me. Like I don't know what happened. Like, but
and then she says she's lazy. She left the head. Yeah,
she left the head because she's lazy.
I think she had other plans for that.
I don't think she knew what to do with the head. Like,
I think she knows what she wanted to do with that head. She was going to stuff it in her rib vagina. Is what she was going to do.
So what we're going to do real quick is we are going to get into some of our segments in our games. So we have a segment that we have called Burn Photo. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to show a series of photos and we're going to make fun of those photos. It's going to be photos of myself and Matt, compromising photos, so on and so forth. So we're going to start off with mine. Let me go ahead and get this pulled up and I'll go ahead and hit share screen. And then we'll go ahead and see that. So this is mine for this week. I came across this earlier on in the week.
Oh
and,
my!
Like this is one of the many photos. This was actually before I met Jess. Like we're at the bar, and I'm so shifty. You can see that's my bucket of beer. Like that's probably like the 7th or 8th one I've been through. You can see that my shirt says it's not a beer belly; it's a gas tank for a sex machine. You can clearly tell I did not get laid that night just because of the shirt alone.
Because you were wearing that fucking shirt.
And that's the whole thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and you see, like my face, like literally, like I feel like that my face is probably as bloated as what that head was that they found in that bucket. Like when they found that dead head, like I don't like. So that's mine. So that's mine for this week. And then what we're gonna do is, Matt, we're gonna get into yours. So
hey.
So somebody had bestowed some photos on me because I remember you said that you don't have bad photos. You don't.
Oh no.
You don't keep a lot of bad photos. So a mutual friend of ours passed some photos of you along to me today, and this is yours. So
Matt, what the fuck? That's not even. I can see.
Are those his mom's clothes?
Are you wearing Miss Debbie's clothes? Like, are you wearing like? I don't like what is like you look like that. I feel like you were drunk and you just watched Miss Doubtfire and you were just kind of like, this is a great idea. Like, I think I want to be an elderly woman. Like, this is what it's going to be. And I want to stick my face in a pie and go, woo woo.
I don't know what the fuck I was doing. That's
so
that
somebody,
old ass
somebody is trying to sabotage you because I got like about 12 photos today
I'm gonna have to
from an undisclosed source that sent me some photos of you.
Not seen that photo before in my life.
So that is our burn photo segment for this week. And what we're going to do is we're going to get into our first game, which is What Do You Mean? So have you ever played What Do You Mean?
I think I have. I need to get refreshed, but yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do what we just did for burn photo, but I'm
Mhm.
going to display a photo, which is from the What Do You Meme game, and you're going to meme that photo, and then I'm going to meme the photo, and Matt's going to meme the photo as well. So this is the photo, and what we want you to do is think of a meme for that photo as you're looking at that.
Like some words for it, or
Yeah. Like what do you think? Like if you were to create a meme for that, what do you think the meme would say?
okay.
How about this? I'll go first. The look that you have on your face when she goes, "Oh, it's just going to be a little bit of meth. Nothing major is going to go down."
Oh God.
What about you, Matt? Give him a little bit more time to think. You want to belt one out?
I'm gonna say that's probably gonna be my face when I watch that video of that with vagina, because I'm like, I don't know, I might be actually into it.
That was Matt's exact face when he saw his burn photo that he didn't know existed.
Oh yeah, then I'm gonna murder whoever.
What about you, Josh? You got it?
When she offers anal, but she ate Taco Bell last night.
Yes, that's good. That's good. I like that. All right, so
Tried.
That was good. Like, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is gonna happen or not.
Like, look, bitch, I know you both ate Taco Bell. Not happening.
So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna get into another game. It's called Incoherent. Have you ever heard of Incoherent?
No, I have not heard of this one.
So pretty much, unfortunately, you're under the age of 21, so you don't drink, or
That's not to
yeah.
say that he doesn't.
Legally you can't drink, but there's something. Yeah. I got this game because we have everybody has a drunken language where you say things that you don't understand. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to show you a series of cards that are in drunken lingo, and what you need to do is sound out the card and see if you can figure out what the card says. There's also 2 hints, so let us know if you need some hints. So this is going to be the first card right here. So let me go ahead and share screen on this. And a good way to figure these out is kind of sound them out as you're saying them, because you kind of hear yourself say them, and then you just kind of, after a little bit, kind of figure out what's going on with that card. So what do you think that card says?
Hotboxing.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Right. So the hints, one hint was foggy car, and then the other hint was utilizing the airtight nature of a car to obtain and maintain optimal bakeness. So yeah, so that was the first one. All right, so we had 3. So there's 2 more. So let's go ahead, pull up this one, and this is going to be the next one. So can you see that one right there?
I can't see the top.
Can't see the top. All right, here, let's see. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Grips, seat, hiking.
One of the hints is legend.
Legend.
I'm pretty sure it's a person.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Grips.
And then it says, yes, it's pronounced Tigen.
It's pronounced Tigen?
Yeah. Well, it's really not when you say it. It's pronounced, I say it a different way, at least.
Grip seat.
You want to select, you know what it is?
Give me like a couple more seconds. Grip seat.
And legend kind of relates to, I'll give you a hint of who they are married to. So think of legend and think of who someone could be married to that relates to legend. And it could be in their name.
Grip seat. And what was the last hint, like the second one on the card?
The second one on the card was, yes, it's pronounced Tygin or Tegan.
Oh, okay. I think I got it. Chrissy Teigen or something like that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if
John Legend's wife.
Yeah, John Legend's wife. That's why
Okay.
Legend. Think of who she's married to with Legend. And now here's the last one. So the last one's right here. Let me go ahead and get this on full screen for you. And what do you think that says?
Lab butt dance. Bud.
One of the hints is a paid ride.
I've been there.
The monetization of blue balls.
Lap dance.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
hell
man.
yeah.
And of course,
You said blue balls, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, you know what that is. Yeah.
And of course, with this game now, everybody, we haven't brought it up on a regular episode yet, but of course, May 7th, we are going to have our 100th episode. We're bringing back 30 former guests for the HH Pod Rumble. It's going to be a Royal Rumble type, thing. And the way they will be eliminated will be if they can answer a card for incoherent. If they cannot answer, they are eliminated. And what I'm going to try to do is actually get a belt made if I can. I'm not sure if I can because God forbid I need to pay taxes now. So, but I want to try to get something for the winner, of whoever wins the first HH Pod Rumble. And they're going to get something special called a hot tag. There's only going to be 15 hot tags released throughout this, in which if they can't answer the card, they can tag somebody else, or instead of tagging somebody else, they can automatically eliminate that person if they want to. And it's going to be decided by this next game in the way that we play it, which is Cards Against Humanity, because it's called Ode to Humanity. And so we play it a little bit differently on the game. Obviously, you can't, it's going to be hard to show all the cards and, choose out a card. So a fun way that we've been doing the game is that what we will do is we will read off the black face card. And then you're going to randomly answer the card by choosing a number. And you can choose whether or not you like that answer. If not, you get a rebuttal. You get a second choice on how you think that card could be answered better. So we're going to do 2 rounds. The first round, you want to read it off, Matt, and I'll read off the second?
Yeah, sure. So black card is, what has been making life difficult at the nudist colony?
All right. And how many are there? We got what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right. So we need you to choose a lucky number. Just brew it in your mind, 1 through 5. What do you think will be a lucky number that could best answer that card?
3.
3. All right. So we're going to go to 3. All right.
Okay. So to answer that, it would be home video of Oprah sobbing into a lean cuisine.
So do you like that, or do you want to use a rebuttal and choose another card?
Can you read it like together?
Yeah, sure. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Making difficult at the nudist colony. Home video of Oprah sobbing into a lean cuisine.
Let's go with number 2.
You want to go with number 2? All right.
Yeah, to rebuttal.
All right.
So what has been making life difficult at the nudist colony? Western standards of beauty.
All right. And then
that makes more sense.
Yeah. So some of the other options were spontaneous human combustion, the KKK, Bill Nye the Science Guy. So, all right. So this is going to be round 2. So round 2. Wes Anderson's new film tells the story of a precocious child coming to terms with blank. What do you think? 1 through 5. What is this precocious child coming to terms with?
1. Let's go with number 1.
So number 1, Wes Anderson's new film tells the story of a precocious child coming to terms with the Pope. So you can either keep the Pope, or you can pick another card.
I'm gonna have to go with that one.
You want to go with that one? All right. Yeah. So now we're going to read off some of the options that you missed out on, which is dying alone in pain. So a child could have been coming to terms with dying alone in pain, same-sex ice dancing, existing, or porn stars. Those were some of the options that you had. So Josh, thank you for taking part in our game.
Of course.
And of course we tend to try to go an hour. If you want to hang out a little bit, after, that's always cool too.
Yeah.
Where can everybody find you, man? Like, of course, everybody watching at home, listening at home, where can they find all your content?
I'll just name my social media. They can find me on Twitter at Joshua Lewis XXX and on Instagram, Joshua with 3 A's at the end and Lewis with 3 S's at the end.
Okay, cool. And what all do you have coming up? You have anything in specific coming up?
I'm supposed to be shooting a feature. I'm not going to say the company or anything. I don't know if they want to keep it like
like down like under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm shooting a feature for a company in April. I was supposed to at the end of this month, but it got pushed back, which is fine. It's gonna be great though. I think that's really it right now. I have a shoot coming up for Hustler, and I think I might have some scenes dropping soon. I know I have a mom swap scene dropping in 2 days from now on milf.com. And
nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Hey, if I see any of them on Twitter, I'll retweet them for you. So
hell yeah, I appreciate that.
But some of the things we like to ask all the film stars that we have on, of course, we just said a little while ago, if it's in the known universe, it has porn for it. So
yes,
is there, of course, there's so many porn parodies out there. If you could choose 1 or 2 things, shows, whatever, that you could do a porn parody on, what would it be?
Oh, I gotta think of one that I haven't seen a parody of. Yeah.
Well, I know if Tom Nutty was here, he'd be like, it's got to be Knight Rider, man. Come on, do Knight Rider. No one's done Knight Rider.
Well, I was gonna say Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite, but Axel Braun's done Spider-Man with Wicked and stuff. Shout out
Avengers,
everything.
Yeah. Friday the 13th ones, they've done a Nightmare on Elm Street one. Freddy had dick fingers in that. That was cool. So,
really?
Yeah. Like, how Freddy in the movies, he slings out his claws and he's like, somebody had the dicks, and it's like,
oh my god.
Yeah.
That's great. Porn movie parodies, huh? I'm gonna have to think about that one for a second.
Oh, man. Oh, and actually, we'll give you a little bit of time to think what we're going to do. We never got into it. Our featured beer. So our featured beer, of course, we are finishing up this week. We're concluding with 3 Floyd's Zombie Dust. So we debuted this last week. Unfortunately, we blew through a lot of it last week. So now Matt's chugging our featured shot. So make sure you find that right there with the little skeleton guy right on the front. 3 Floyd. Shout out to 3 Floyds and Zombie Dust. And of course, our featured shot, which Matt is drinking out of the bottle because we ran out of Zombie Dust, is St. Lawrence. Is this weird wine my wife gave me that she's like, just drink on the show. It's our first wine feature, St. Lawrence Christkindl glue wine. So everybody go out, pick up some Christkindl glue wine.
Chris
Kringle. Yeah, Chris Tyndall.
Christopher Kringle.
Chris Tinder. It says Christ Tinder. Tinder for Christ.
I never actually read it. It says just heat and serve. So you're supposed to actually heat this. Did you know that?
No, I don't.
We've been drinking it all this time, and that's why I'm not going to say that it sucks, because I'm not going to not say that about another company. But it's not as good as it could be.
We've said something sucked when we had that gin, that Polo Club gin that had the fucking Polo Club cologne guy on the fucking front of the bottle.
Aftershave. Yeah. Let's be honest.
All right, Josh, what do you got? You got any parodies that you were able to come up with?
I was definitely thinking Fast and Furious for one of them.
That'd be cool.
Because I just feel that'd be cool with having cars involved and I don't know. I just feel
the title though. What would they call it? Fast ass and
I have no idea. And then you said a second one, probably. I don't know, maybe American Psycho, if one of
the American Psycho was already pretty much a porn in itself. But
that movie is
good,
fucking severe. I love that movie. That's one of my
and there's some good. A lot of companies don't do it anymore, but there's some companies that do a lot of gory type porn. So
what the hell? Oh, I can't remember the series. I'm not sure if you know what it is, but there's a series out, and it has all these like really like weird, like out there movies. It's like this inbred family that like lives. Oh, why the fuck can't I remember what the hell it's called? But like they have like all these weird scenes where like,
in Europe. Yeah, I know.
I forgot.
Perverse Family.
Perverse Family. Yes.
Yeah,
What
I
it was.
remember seeing them for the first time on like TikTok, and I checked it out. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
not
Well,
my cup of tea, but
yeah, it's Perverse Family because I remember seeing some of them because actually another client of Erica's is Sabian Pneumonia. And she did one of those scenes, and that's how I got introduced to her. And I was like, oh, that's one of Erica's clients because I saw her in one of those scenes because that's one of those series, kind of like what we talked about with the Netflix show that you sit there, like you're watching it and you're like, how am I watching? Like the one that I saw Sabian Pneumonia in, pretty much the daughter, she made the daughter get in concrete, like she's in wet concrete, and like she makes the father fuck the daughter in the concrete, and I'm just sitting there watching this happen. I'm just kind of like, and then at the end, like she just pees all over her, and she's in the concrete, and I'm like, is she really in concrete? Like, I mean, I don't like I'm sitting there and I'm like, part of me is just kind of like, I want this to be real concrete, but I don't want it to be real because like I want like the panic and the crying to be like
authentic.
Yes, like as authentic
You're
as
a sick
possible.
fuck, right?
oh my god.
Why do you think when Jess showed me that scene, I was kind of like, oh, okay.
That's not that bad.
That's nothing. Have you seen this?
See that, but that's another
Yeah.
thing though. Like,
Yeah.
I watch porn like that where it's like the mother son type thing. Like I'll watch it. My wife like mother son. That's so weird. I'm like, they're not actually mother and son.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
Well,
who cares?
if they are,
if it is,
more power to them.
I mean, bury them in some
Yeah.
concrete or some sandbags. I mean,
Yeah.
add a little next level to it, you know.
Oh my God. And have you had, of course, you're still new in the business, but have you had porn related injuries, or have you seen any
Have you heard
porn
of-
related injuries?
No, but I did just hear about this movie that's based on a true story my buddy Tyler showed me. It starts with an M. It's called like Mush or Mosh or something like that in the porn industry. There's a couple people in it. I think, was it A24 who shot that, but it's basically about these two porn guys, and this was like 2010, I think. They were like in it for a little bit, and they were like known as like Muck. I think that's what it was called, and they're known as like Mucks. I guess it was male performers who started out like doing like blow bangs and stuff like that.
Okay.
And they were basically like building up together, and the dude's like hyping his other buddy up who's like not doing so good, and then one day his buddy just like snapped and killed him with like a katana sword. It happened in and it happened in like, it happened in Van Nuys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
and it's a wow.
Yeah, it's let me
like that's some
look it
deep
up.
anger to kill
Right,
somebody with a katana. Like
I think he killed two people actually, and then he was on the run for like 3 days, and then the cops found him, and he just like jumped off a cliff or something.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
I wonder if he, like, here's the thing, like, do they say if he jumped off the cliff with the katana? Because if that's me, if I'm jumping off a cliff, I'm jumping off with that thing towards my chest because like I'm taking my way out in the most like gangster way
Japanese
possible.
do it. They do this
Like,
like,
or
something.
they like cut themselves
cut
or whatever.
their-
They cut their own guts out or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, dude, that's fucking. This has been a very sad episode.
It's called Mope. The movie's called Mope, and I heard it's pretty good. It's about, his name was like Stephen Clancy Hill. If you have a chance to like look it up, or you're interested in reading about it.
Yeah, I got to definitely find it. Like, and here's the thing, it's hilarious because even during our pre-show, things kind of went south. Like, if anybody, for some reason, if there's anybody out there listening or watching this show for the very first time, welcome to the family.
I appreciate that.
This is the way our show is. Of course, we get guests. So sometimes we're like, we don't put.
We have to be reserved.
We're a little reserved, but we'll get our guests on and start, kind of shooting the shit. And if it seems like they're having fun, we're like, all right, if we can push them, fuck it, we're gonna push the envelope.
Oh
But
yeah, why not?
yeah. And I mean, man, like I appreciate it because we try to tell everybody we try to be a lot different than most podcasts. Like, of course, you're new in the business. I don't like really a lot of times asking people how'd you get started because every fucking podcast on God's
Yeah.
every interview, they're going to ask you that. Like me, I'm like, I want to talk about a chick who fucking got on meth screwed up. Like, that's the whole thing,
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but Haley Reed, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but
Yeah.
she got started with porn and through the fucking
Craigslist. Yeah, Craigslist. Yeah. She
Oh,
said
yeah.
this,
I was like, I know we're right. Just saying that we normally ask that because it's like, oh yeah, I did this and that. And like it's like a kind of a boring story. Like everyone knows, but like
it just kind of.
But with her, I was like, I gotta ask. How did you get into porn through like a Craigslist ad?
Yeah.
You're just like, I think I'm just gonna do porn, bro.
I feel like that meth fueled murder could have been from a Craigslist ad.
See, she lucked out.
Yeah,
she could have been a part of that.
F for M, looking for someone to be choked with dog collar. Please bring meth. Like I can see
and a crock pot.
Now it's and it just goes looking for a man who wants to be choked by a dog collar, smoke meth, and have sex.
And what's the thing? Like no safe words necessary.
Yes.
At the bottom.
Yes. And then the dude shows up and he's like, all right, man, let's do this.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do this. And the next thing you know, this dude's being choked until he's bleeding out of his fucking eyeballs. Like
oh wow.
And actually speaking back to the porn parody stuff, Pokemon. Has anybody done a Pokemon porn?
Yeah. I think Reality Kings a while back did something with that. One of the Florida companies, because I remember seeing I can't even think of his name actually, but a male performer down there did like a Pokemon thing, and he threw the Pokeball, and like the girl came out of the Pokeball and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wish it was that easy.
You know who does a lot of movies like that? We had her on the show really early on when we first started. Lauren Phillips. She does a lot of different. Like she did Family Guy, and she fucked the dog and
that's right.
Yeah, and
really.
Or whatever.
I didn't even know that, and I've worked with her.
Yeah, she's we did the episode, and she's like, I fucked the dog, just flat out. I'm just not like, well, the Family Guy, Lauren Phillips, fuck dog scene. I was like, I need to see this. And like I was thinking when you brought up Fast and the Furious, it could be called Fuck Me Fast, Fuck Me Furious. I like that. Yeah, that's a good one. And then the second one, instead of Too Fast, Too Furious, Fuck Me Too Fast, Fuck Me Too Furious. Like or Too Fucking Fast, Too Fucking Furious, something like that. So
like kind of like a cunt fuck, right?
Yes. Which was our Urban Dictionary term of the night. We do it Urban Dictionary term of the night on our pre-show. And it's just a random word, and it was cunt fuck. And it said to shag a woman in the vagina at a rapid pace. So that started a lot of rapid pace jokes. And when I saw rapid pace, I thought back to that Netflix show, and I was like, what did that guy just a fucking like sawzall, just sawzalling her fucking side?
Now that I think about it, like I haven't even seen it, but you're gonna need a lot of lube for that. Because eventually the skin's just going to get raw out there.
Oh yeah. Like, well, I mean, here's the thing, like, and I know we keep on going back to it, but it blows my mind. Like, I'm so fascinated with it. Like, and of course, you have sex toys, like you have those like long double-sided dildos that are like fucking like 15 inches. Like if he shoves that into there, like is that like puncturing her heart at that point? Like does it go through her ribs and like up and like just punctures her heart, or like
where does it go?
Yeah,
where's it gonna go?
Yeah, like what happened? Like, and I mean that's weird because imagine like you're railing this chick from her ribs, and it's like you're grabbing her boobs, but it's weird at that point because you're holding them like it's not like this. You're like it's kind of like this, like everything's so offset, and then you have to like side mouth kiss her or whatever, and like it's so weird of what's going on. Like
you're so passionate, right? You're like, fucking her in the ribs. They're like, I'm gonna side kiss her face.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it's like, oh, come on, turn your head this way. So like what the fuck? And I mean, well, that's the thing. Like let's say there's a cream pie. They're like, oh, we need this
you're-
chick to do a cream pie. Like at this point, like you're blowing a load inside of this chick's rib cage. Like it's like you just broke her ribs and you're gonna repair them by putting your man juice in there. And like, you know, it's like it's just like a super glue at that point. Like,
Well, at least you know that's a safe bet. She can definitely not get pregnant from that.
oh my god. So
Oh my
guys, of course, you know, a couple minutes we're going to have to wrap up. Of course, we're going to be back here on Facebook Live again next Friday. Our featured guest is going to be Mr. D. Mr. D is a fashion guru. He's worked with a lot of major celebrities on, you know, various fashion stuff. He's also worked with the Ed Hardy brand when Ed Hardy brand was big. So make sure you check that out. That's going to be next Friday right here on Facebook Live at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check out www.thehhpod.com so you can find all of our merchandise, all of our episodes, everything that is the Happy Hour podcast. And also Tuesday, we're going to be back at 8:30 p.m. for Fully Fermented Live Redux. We are redoing all of our vintage content from Happy Hour TV, the old show that I had way back in the day. And the featured content at the end of that episode will be our interview that we had with Tyler Main, who of course was Sabretooth in the original X-Men movie, and he was also Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween. So we will be showing our vintage interview with him from I think it was 2012 that we had with him at the conclusion of that episode right here on YouTube Live. And Josh, man, honestly, thank you. You know,
Thank you
for joining us. Hopefully you had a great time.
I did, definitely.
Now we gifted you with something from that show that you can now gift to other people.
Now you're
So-
gonna
Yes.
I'm about to. I'm like, I need to see what this is about.
Yeah. So, and I mean, like just parting with that, just make sure, you know, you now have a gift that you can now show other
I
people,
will.
laugh, you know, have a good time with. Honestly, man, best of luck to you with everything. You
I
know,
appreciate that.
your OnlyFans, your career, all that. And man, definitely stay in touch.
I will.
You know, I'll reach out to Erica. We'll try to get you a shirt. I try to send out a shirt to all the guests we have. I'm super backed
Oh
up.
yeah, I'd love one. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we have a guest every week, so trying to get shirts out to, like, I think we're almost at 70, 80 guests we've had now, you know, so it gets kind of rough after a while,
Yeah.
trying to, you know, filter out that many. But what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here on Facebook Live and right here on all of our major podcast platforms. And Josh, would you be able to hang out for a minute afterwards?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Definitely.
So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, as I said, we will be back here next Friday live. And for those of you listening, you know where to find us: Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you find your podcast. And of course, extended live video, streaming video right here on YouTube Live. Make sure you subscribe. Click the subscribe button right at the bottom of the screen. You'll get everything from the Happy Hour podcast. And once again, thanks to our guest, Joshua Lewis. And we will see you guys next week. All right. So we are all good. We are